Jenny's old blue dress was the one she had worn on every special day since she was 9 years old. The dress felt almost like part of her body now. But it was not a good feeling. It was too tight across her shoulders, and the bottom of the dress stopped much higher above her ankles than it used to. The cloth was thin in many places, and the color had faded. It still smelled a little like lavender from the small bag her mother kept in the drawer, but mostly it smelled like many, many laundry days. It was not the dress it once had been. She stood in front of the mirror in her room. The mirror had a crack down one side, but it still worked. Morning sunlight came through the window and touched the dress, showing the worn-out places. She looked at the patch on the elbow, where she had torn it years ago while climbing old Mr. Henderson's apple tree. The spring festival was only 1 week away. Jenny's best friend Lily had already told her proudly about her new dress, a bright yellow one with lace at the edges. Jenny didn't really want a yellow dress with lace. She just wanted something new, something that did not always remind her of old memories and of wearing the same thing again and again. That evening, Jenny spoke to her mother, Elle. Elle was working at the table, carefully sewing shiny sequins on a ball gown for Mrs. Albright. Jenny waited until the moment felt right, then asked quietly, "Mama, do you think, could I maybe have a new dress for the festival?" Elle's hand stopped moving for only a second. The needle in her fingers paused above the cloth, the sequins catching the light. Then she gave a long sigh, the kind of sigh Jenny knew very well. It was the sigh that meant, "I wish I could, but it is not possible." "Oh, sweet pea," Elle said softly, still looking at her sewing, "you know how things are. I have Mrs. Albright's gown, Mrs. Henderson's curtains, the twins' christening clothes. There is no time left, and fabric costs so much." Her voice grew quieter as she pointed with her hand to the piles of silk and satin in the small house. All of it was for other people. Jenny nodded, though her heart felt heavy. She understood. Her mother worked from morning until night, sewing beautiful things for others, but rarely for themselves. "It's all right, Mama," Jenny said, trying to sound strong. "My blue one is fine." But deep inside, she knew it was not fine. The days moved slowly. Jenny watched her mother work, the sewing machine making its steady sound like a song that never ended. She noticed the small leftover pieces of cloth that fell to the floor, a corner of green silk, a tiny square of blue velvet, thin silver lace. One afternoon, while sweeping the floor in her mother's sewing room, Jenny saw one piece that made her stop. It was a piece of emerald green cotton, soft but strong, with little white daisies stitched along the side. It looked like it had been part of a country dress before, but this piece was left behind. It was not satin or silk, but it was new, and it was green like the leaves in springtime. Jenny touched it gently. She imagined it as a simple dress, one that reached her knees, one she could twirl in. Right then, she felt a small but strong decision inside her. That night, after dinner, Jenny walked to her mother with the green fabric in her hands. Her voice was nervous but firm as she asked, "Mama, this fabric, is it being used for anything?" Elle looked at the piece, then at her daughter. "That? Oh, that was from Mrs. Gable's picnic dress. She changed her mind and wanted a lighter green. It is just sitting there, not being used." Jenny held it tighter and said, "Could I help you with your work? I can sort the buttons, wind the thread, or take out stitches when they go wrong. I will do it all carefully. And if I do it well, could I maybe have a dress made from this?" Elle put her thimble down and looked at her daughter with warm eyes. She did not only see a girl asking for a dress. She saw her daughter offering her help and showing that she understood how hard work had value. She saw the quiet hope on Jenny's face. Elle smiled slowly. "A dress, you say? From this little piece of fabric?" Jenny nodded quickly, her eyes shining. "Well," Elle said, picking up the cloth, "it is not enough for a big gown, but it might be just right for a simple spring dress. Yes, I think we can do it." She raised one finger and added, "But you must promise to be the best helper I've ever had. No complaints, and fast fingers." Do you agree? Oh yes, Mama, Jenny said, almost jumping with excitement. From that day, they worked together. Jenny became her mother's helper. She learned how to sort the black buttons from the navy ones, how to wind thread without tangling it, and how to remove even the smallest stitches with care. She watched her mother's hands and learned. More than anything, she felt proud to be part of the work. Slowly, piece by piece, the green fabric became a dress. Elle even added some of the little white daisies at the bottom of the skirt, a secret detail just for Jenny. On the morning of the spring festival, the dress lay neatly on Jenny's bed. It was not yellow with lace like lilies. It was simple and green, with daisies along the edge. It fit her perfectly and reached just above her knees. She could move easily, she could twirl, and she felt light in it. The dress smelled of new cotton and faintly of her mother's sewing room. When Jenny put it on, she did not only feel pretty. She felt strong. She had earned the dress, not with money, but with her own help and effort. She had watched it grow from a forgotten piece of cloth into something made with love. When she stepped out, Elle looked at her and gave a real smile, a smile without tiredness. You look beautiful, my Jenny. Truly beautiful. Jenny's heart filled with joy. She held her mother's hand and said, "Thank you, Mama. It is the best dress in the whole world." As she walked to the spring festival, the green dress moved softly around her. She knew it was true. It was not only a dress. It was proof of her quiet wish, her hard work, and the special love between her and her mother. All right, here are some sentences that can be used in daily life. My heart felt heavy. Meaning, I felt sad. You look beautiful. Meaning, you look nice and pretty. I understand. Meaning, I know what you mean. Thank you, Mama. Meaning, showing gratitude to Mother. Could I maybe have a new dress? Meaning, asking politely for something new. It is just sitting there. Meaning, something is unused or kept aside. Do you agree? Meaning, asking if someone accepts or says yes. You must be careful. Meaning, warning to do something with attention. The days moved slowly. Meaning, time passed very slowly. It is the best in the world. Meaning, nothing is better than this. I hope you liked the story. Which new sentence or word did you learn today? Drop it in the comments. And please do like, share or subscribe for more amazing stories. See you in the next video.